Hello traders, in this video we're going to be looking at a lot of free alpha that Gate.io gives. So for those who don't know, Gate.io, cryptocurrency exchange, newly listed, this has basically been akin to a pump and dump constantly. So basically every time that I've seen one of these coins listed, it just surges in value. So let me show you guys one example of one that was listed just yesterday. So if you look here, ONSTON is something that has already been listed in other exchanges. So being listed on, as you can see here, it's been listed on other exchanges. Being listed on Gate.io, probably isn't, the biggest of impact on price, but apparently it was. Because if you look here, this is not uncommon to see. And what Gate.io has been doing is they give a countdown timer for all of their new listings. So basically, what I've seen is that people wait until the end of that countdown timer and then try to be the first one to buy from the market makers. Because when this market opens, what's going to happen? When any newly listed market on Gate.io opens, you're going to see bids and offers on there provided by market makers. And a lot of times I see traders just buying as many offers as they can, trying to get as much of the coin as possible. So if we look here, what happened? Well, this coin was listed, and if you had somehow, I can even go really short term because that's what you're going to need when we're talking about something like this. If it even lets me go to 10 seconds. No? Okay, looks like 10 seconds would be a little too far back, but go in the 1 minute. Yeah, so really basically buying in the first minute, if you had bought like anywhere here, I mean, immediate profit is like 1,300% in like a minute. This can be a little bit misleading because, of course, if you do buy, you're probably going to be, if you bought in the first minute, you might be buying like around here. But then even then, that would have led to like an 136% profit in like a minute. And then you can see the just volatility as this begins to trade. So what I've noticed is that, like, if you look here, like this is insane volatility. This is 1 minute candles. And it's moving like, the first few minutes, like 27% in 1 minute. It's not uncommon. These two candles here, these two bullish candles, that's like 12% in like 2 minutes. So there's two ways that I was thinking of taking advantage of these newly listed coins on Gate.io. One is just trying to be the first buyer when a coin is listed. The second is arbitrage, because there is a lot of arbitrage possibility for coins that are already listed in other exchanges. As you can see here, a lot of different prices of ON, STON, USDT, like all different prices. Because when this gets listed, it's very unlikely, going to be 100% in parity with other coins. 100% basically at the same price. So basically, there are two ways you can approach this if you do choose to use Gate.io. You could use it for arbitrage, or the much more fun, just trying to be the first buyer, then selling after a pump. The risk reward of this, I don't really always know, because it just always depends on these coins. Like if we look at UMEE, as we can see here, I think I looked at this earlier in preparation for this video, and I wanted to show it. I mean, you can see just crazy pumps just like at random times too. But UMEE, you should be looking up all of these coins on CoinMarketCap. So what I typically like to look for newly listed coins is how many other exchanges this is on. Because this is on so many other exchanges, I don't really think that it being, newly listed on Gate.io would do much to the price. But there is a coin I'm going to show you guys soon that isn't listed on any exchange. And when it gets listed on Gate.io, it's very likely to surge. You can even see here, when this got listed to Gate.io, I mean, like you can just see it went up like 400%, even though this coin's already been listed on other exchanges. So if I look here, there's one coin here that, this one I think, which has not been listed on any other exchange, KBD. Oops, sorry about that. KBD. Yeah, so this is a coin that has not been listed anywhere. So I'm expecting that when this one lists in 5 days, it's very likely to surge. There's another one too, which is this one. This one's not listed anywhere. SB ETH, which lists in 3 days. But then there are also coins that have been listed in other places, like QTCon and Coval. Coval's been listed on Coinbase even. So QTCon might be better, but this is something that I'm looking at on Gate.io because I think that leading up to the listing, it's probably going to rise because it's being listed on Gate.io. So this one's being listed on Gate.io in 2 days. And even though Bitcoin has fallen over the past few days, you can see that this coin has not fallen. And I'm expecting that when this one gets listed, it's probably going to surge like all other coins on Gate.io. But of course, you can hold me to it. If my prediction's wrong, it's wrong. But I think when this lists, it's probably going to rise. And if you wanted to buy early, which I don't know if I'm probably not going to do that, but if you did want to buy early, the only one I kind of trust here is BitThumb. I don't really know these guys. I don't want to do that. But BitThumb, or using DeFi, like using DeFi such as Uniswap or something like that to get into QTCon. But maybe BitThumb, but you'd have to buy, maybe just using DeFi. But yeah, so these are just some examples of really what can happen on these newly listed tokens. Just about every one of them has insane volatility and just insane availability for profit, to be honest. This is one I haven't looked at, BitGert. And I do have to say, you do have to be very careful when you're looking at newly listed coins like this that aren't really available in a lot of markets, because when they're listed, they're very likely to pump, like this one right here, but you just do have to be careful. This one, as you can see, you probably wouldn't have been able to trade in the first minute, to be fully honest with you. As you can see here, there's not much volume, indicating that you probably wouldn't be able to trade. But on the first minute that this was listed, it just like pumps like crazy. It pumps up like what was that? It's kind of, yeah. So if we had bought like right there, it pumps up like 50% in like minutes. So I think that overall, this kind of strategy is probably better for arbitrage than it is for just like buying and hoping it pumps. But of course, what do I know about the future when it comes to things like these? The thing about this though is that you do have to be very, very careful, because what can happen sometimes is you could put in an order to market buy, but if a lot of other people are trying to market buy, you could be buying the top accidentally. Also, this kind of does seem like pump and dump-ish of coins that don't have a large market cap. So it's a very, very speculative, very, very dangerous strategy. But I do think that if somehow you can be faster, or better than being faster, you can do better research, where you can research what other markets is this listed on? Is the project any good? What's probably going to happen to the price when it gets listed? If you can do a little bit more research, then I think this could be really profitable. And you could also even potentially look at buying on a different exchange before it gets listed on Gate.io, buying on a different exchange, and then when it gets listed on Gate.io, waiting for it to pump and then selling on that other exchange. There's so much you can do with newly listings, apparently, especially on Gate.io. So I do highly recommend to check this out, and especially in 2 days, 5 hours, and 2 days, 10 hours, check out the new listings there of Covel and QTCon. This is a strategy that I will very likely be using. So I wanted to share that free alpha with you guys. All right, if you guys have any other questions or want to pick up any of my courses, you can take a look in the description of the video below. Without further ado, though, you can go take a look at this website, and I'll see you guys in the next one.